Okay, we're back. It's afternoon. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. And it's me again. And this is actually my second video for today. I did tell you guys that I was going to be making another video. My first video, I've already posted it. So this is the second one. I'm going to try to post this one today as well. I'm going to try to start talking and having shorter content just so I know everything that I'm getting out is getting to everybody. So this may be a two-part video where I'll basically, and that's what I think I'm going to do. This is going to definitely be a two-part video. And I'm going to be talking about, we're going to be diving into mental health today. So mental health is where we will be going. And we're going to be talking about how do you know if you're broken or someone that you love is broken, if they're emotionally unavailable, right? So that's what we're going to be diving into today. And today I'm going to try to stay focused on just the 12 signs, things that will give you the indication that, okay, yeah, they're broken. We need to figure this out. Or yes, I'm broken. I need to figure this out. And then our second part will dive into what this actually look like. And I'll give you some different strategies or some tips to just kind of help yourself or help others if need be, okay? But first, we're just going to dive straight into the 12 signs that someone might be. And it may not be 12. I'm going to try to do all 12. It may just be some of the signs. But just dive into, I'm just going to dive into it so you'll know what it looks like. And please remember, disclaimer. That's what I'll say. Disclaimer. If you have any of these symptoms, it does not mean that you're emotionally unavailable or you're broken. It's if you have multiple of these things going on with you, or someone has multiple. If you have, or you know someone who has all of these things going on, please encourage them to get the mental help that they need. Do not enable them. When I say enable, it means allowing the behavior to continue and you acting like nothing is going on. Please talk to them about the help that they need and encourage them to get the help. So we're going to dive right in because I want to try to keep this video under 15 minutes or 15 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes. Okay. Because y'all know I like to do these. Okay, but 12 signs that someone may, and I have my notes. So you guys, I'm going to try to stay on topic. So you'll see me looking down periodically just to see my notes and what I have wrote down. And like I said, I'm just going to tell you the signs so you can be aware of what they look like, okay? So 12 signs that someone may be broken or emotionally unavailable. Okay, so I might not do all 12. I might just do the main ones that stands out to me, or whatever God tells me to do, that's what I'm going to do, of course. So we'll see how far we get. Okay, now the one that stood out to me the most is a very, very, very key sign is they get upset, like they have random shifts in their mood, which means 1 minute they're happy, the next minute they're mad, they're sad, like they're like just kind of all over the place with their emotions and you don't know why. So you're like, what happened? If you're always constantly with someone or even yourself, like, what happened? Why did I get so upset? Or maybe it's someone else where you're like, did I do something? Like, why did this, like 1 minute they were just fine. Now all of a sudden they're upset. Like, what happened? You know, if you find yourself saying that with someone all the time, they may be broken. They may be emotionally unavailable. Okay. They are not physically healthy. So if it's someone who's always doing, of course, like eating unhealthy, drinking unhealthy, like eating large portions of food, what else? Maybe unhealthy eating sweets all the time. Maybe they're not small. Like, I'm not a small person, but I have lost weight. I have lost a drastic amount of weight because at one point I was broken and I would eat to soothe my pain. So I did do that at one point. I no longer do those things. But someone who you notice, like, food. Maybe they even get upset if their food is not the way that they want it to be. They get very, I mean, we can get, what is it, what they call it, hangry, where you're hungry and it makes you angry. That's normal. But if you know it's someone like, let's say, for example, you, I don't know, if something is not at the house that they really want to eat and it's something that's unhealthy and they just snap, they spaz out, like that's another sign that they're broken, and they may need to seek some type of help or figure out strategies to help them deal with it. They struggle to keep their commitment, which is another big one. So they'll tell you that they're going to do something, but they never follow through with it. Or most of the time, they're not following through. So, for example, it would be something like, oh, I'm going to, I don't know, but just something that they don't do. They're going to, maybe you're a mom and you tell your kids that you're going to take them to the movies, and you've been telling them for months, and you've been, oh, we're going to go to the movies, and then next thing you know, every time it comes close to that date, you just don't, either you don't remember or you don't have any intent, like you just like, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go anymore. Or even with people, you find yourself not being able to commit to people in a healthy way, which means relationships. You're never like, in a relationship and it actually is going right, it's going in a healthy, productive way. You could, because you're not being committed, you're all over the place, dipping and dabbling into everyone else instead of focusing on that one sole person. Or you're with someone that does that. I'm not just saying just you. It could be you see these signs in someone else. They react to things, or you react, or I'm just going to say they react to things that are not going the way that they want it to go, really intensely. When things don't go the way that it's over dramatic, it's very angry, aggressive type of behavior. Another sign is they come from a dysfunctional family. So the family, let me see if I can give an example. Like, dysfunctional family could mean it can be very, let me see. Dysfunctional family, like they're, you notice that the family argue a lot. They're very aggressive. They don't know how to communicate in a positive way. Any little thing can make them snap and trigger them. So stuff like that, just dysfunctional, not happy, like the family's not happy with each other. It's a lot of stuff going on with the family. Or even sometimes the family can be estranged from each other, which means they have no communication at all. Like, you always see, they're always by themselves. The family doesn't really do a lot together, stuff like that. And remember what I said, if it's just some of these things, then of course you're not broken and you're not emotionally available, or the person is not. Is if they have multiple of these things going on, we need to figure out, or you need to figure out, they need to figure out how it can get fixed. They always try to they are always trying to outrun others, which that just means they don't want anyone else to shine. They always want the spotlight. They want to have their hand in the pot of everything. So for example, say at work you're working on a project and it's your project, and you ask this person, hey, does this look right to you? They want the credit. They want the overall glory. Or if, let's say, you're doing an event for church and they want only their input. They only want it to be done the way that they want it to be done. They don't want anything to be done your way. They have to have their hand in the pot of everything, which means they need to know what's going on with most things. They have to shine brighter than anybody. Everything that happens that's great, they are always going to want to be the one that gets the praise. Oh, that's because of me. I did that. Like, that's them. They fell miserably. I probably said that wrong. I miserably to be empathetic with others, which means they have no care for other people's emotions. They can't see where others is coming from. They only see their view. They don't have a gray area at all. Is the world is kind of black or white to them, good or bad, no gray, and it's only their way that's right. They cannot understand anybody else way, and they don't feel bad for not understanding. They don't feel bad for someone feeling the way that they feel because they don't feel that way. They never take ownership for their negative behavior, which means anytime that they do something that they're wrong for, they never take ownership for it. It's always, I reacted this way because of what someone else did. They kind of have that stance on life. I only did that because he did it first, or she did it first, or she did this, or he did this, and that's why. Or I was late for work because there was a lot of traffic. It wasn't because I also left 10 minutes later than I normally do. It was just because it was traffic. I had nothing to do with that. Like, that's kind of the mindset that they have. It's everybody, not them. Everything is everyone else. They can now, they do not accept rejection well or criticism well at all. So if you're, let's say, if they go for this job interview and they're not selected, that's not going to be good for them. If someone wants to end the relationship with them, that's not going to go well for them. So they don't handle rejection or they don't handle rejection well at all. So that's another sign. Like in everyday things, you weren't chosen, someone else was chosen. It's a contest, and people have to vote on who was the best. If they wasn't selected to be the best, they're really going to be in their feelings. It's going to bother them. They're going to be mad, very upset. They are obsessed with their image. Image is everything to people that are broken, because they care what they look like in everyone's eyes. So, for example, most people that are broken and emotionally unavailable, they're on social media a lot, just trying to validate themselves. Maybe they have a lot of pictures of them. They're talking about themselves a lot. They're always saying how great they is. Like, everything is always so great for them. They trying to think of stuff, but we're going to dive in deeper anyway with all of this stuff on my next part. This is part 1. We're going to do part 2, but they don't handle rejection well. So like I said, most of them, they don't like anybody else having their hand in the pot. They want to do everything themselves, and of course a lot of times that's great. You find somebody who wants to help out, want to do everything, but a lot of times it's because they're broken. They need that validation. They need to be the one that's doing everything so that they feel good. They feel like they're useful and they're helping out. Okay, I'm about to go somewhere else. We're going to stop right there. They're very intense, to say the least, which means they're either overly happy or they're overly sad. They're overly angry. Like, everything is so intense with them. It's very, very, very intense. And that's just a few of the signs that will let you know someone is broken, emotionally not available. And this is just part 1. So remember, if you know anyone that has suffered from these signs, just tell them that they need to seek the help that they need. Benji, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. But they need to seek help. And then it is different tools and strategies that you can also do to help this person as well. But that is part 1. So I'm going to stop this video and post it, and then we're going to do part 2. So remember, it's okay if you're that person that's emotionally unavailable. It's okay if you're that person that is broken. It's things you can do to get yourself on the right track. And the first thing starts with holding yourself accountable and the first step is realizing you have a problem. That's the first step, is saying, I have a problem. Second step is holding yourself accountable. And the third step is getting the help that you need, figuring out the resources that you need to become better. So I am going to go ahead and stop this video and start on part 2. But I may go ahead and post this video first. I love you, Mom Squad. Remember to like, share, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And I will talk to you guys later. Love you, Mom, Dad Squad. And again, thank you guys for all that you do.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Like yours.